Okay, guys, this is about sine graphs and cosine graphs and periodic functions. This is 6.1 material. Last the last lesson was 5.2. That went quick, and now we have 6.1. Now, the main thing is periodic functions describe how functions that repeat themselves as the x values, the independent values, stay increase. So, for example, if we consider time to be the independent value, you can listen to this song which says, "The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round, round and round." Keeps repeating, makes a periodic function. It could keep going forever. And that's what happens when you go in circles. You keep repeating your values forever. And that going in circles, trigonometry at the pre-calc level is all about circles. Now, by the way, sine and cosine don't stop at minus 2 pi or 2 pi. They go forever. We're just going to focus on the part from minus 2 pi to 2 pi because it's convenient for us. But we can keep going to 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, minus 3 pi, minus 4 pi, minus 5 pi. They go forever. And now, what is sine and cosine in trigonometry? It's about the circle. So, wait a second. Let me get to the right place. This guy. And here we have our circle. And the idea is as we go around the circle, the cosine represents the x coordinates of the points of the circle. So at angle 0, we're at the point 1, 0. So the x is the cosine, and it's 1. And so this is angle 0. I can put that in. At angle 0, the cosine is 1. But not only at angle 0, there's two other things. It's minus 2 pi and 2 pi. The angle is also 1. So I can put it in here and here. These are all going to be 1s because those are all the same angle because it repeats. It's periodic. Now the sine value is 0. Of course, the y value is 0. Cosine is x. Sine is y. Cosine is x. Sine is y. Remember that cosine is x and sine is y. Now, as I move around the circle, this is going to be pi over 4. Now, at this point is 0.7, 0.7. So this is pi over 4. It's also minus 7 pi over 4. So if I consider myself going from minus 2 pi, we get minus 7 pi over 4. Oh, by the way, I'll put the zeros for the signs here, here, and here. Now, so at minus 7 pi, 1/4 pi, right? Array from minus 8 quarters of a pi. This is minus 7 quarters of a pi. And like I said, it's 0.7 are both cosine and sine because that's the point over there, 0.7, 0.7. And it's also the point at pi over 4. Now at minus 3 pi over 2, minus 6 pi, so that was minus 7 pi, minus 6/4 of a pi, and also at pi over 2, we're at 0, 1. So the cosine is 0 and the sine is 1 as we go around the quarter. And that's happening over here at pi over 2 as well, 0, 1. Now, minus, we went from minus 6 pi over 4 to minus 5 pi over 4, and also from 2 quarters to 3 quarters of a pi. This, the x value, we're on the negative side of the x value, so we're at negative 0.7, and we're at, but the y value is still positive 0.7. So our x values have gone, our cosine values have gone negative, but our sine values are still positive because we're still on the top half of the circle. So that's quadrant 2 for you. Now, this is minus 4 quarters of a pi, or 4 quarters of a pi. So we went from minus 5 quarters to minus 4 quarters, from 3 quarters to 4 quarters of a pi, and we're at minus 1, 0. So we're as far negative as we're going to get. Minus 1 and 0. Oh, I forgot to put in minus 0.7, 0.7, and here we go, minus 1 and 0. Now, the next point we'll get is from minus 4 quarters of a pi, we'll go to minus 3 quarters of a pi, or from 4 quarters of a pi, we'll go to 5 quarters of a pi. In either case, we land over here, which is minus 0.7. So now, and minus 0.7. So now our x and y, we're in quadrant 3, and the x and y are both negative. So I'll put in minus 0.7, minus 0.7, and minus 0.7, not 8, 7, and minus minus 0.7. Okay. So that's, now here, this is minus 2 quarters. From minus 3 quarters, we go to minus 2 quarters, or 6 quarters down here. From 5 quarters, we go to 6 quarters of a pi. We're at 0 minus 1. So the cosine is 0, and the sine is minus 1. So that takes us to 0 and minus 1. And over here, it's also 0 and minus 1. And we only have one more of these to fill in, which is here. Either minus 1 quarter of a pi from minus 2 quarters, minus a half is minus 2 quarters, or 6 quarters of a pi to 7 quarters of a pi. We are at, the cosine is positive now because we're on the right side of the graph, but the sine is negative. So we have positive 0.7 and minus 0.7. And the same thing over here, positive 0.7 and negative 0.7. And that fills in this whole table going from minus 2 pi to pi. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that this thing repeats itself. So the cosine starts at 1, goes to 0.7, goes to 0, minus 1, minus 0.7, 0.7, and back to 1. Because it's a periodic function, it always will go back to where it started. And then it does exactly, this part is exactly the same thing. And the sine Starts at 0, goes up, up to the top, back, back to the middle, down, down to the bottom, back to the middle. And then it does another cycle where it does the same thing. And beyond this, it's doing more cycles that do the same thing. I'm just not drawing them up for you because we only have a finite amount of time to learn this class. So that's how the angles, how the sine and cosine values work.